everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and we're continuing the wholesome feel good vibes today. So you're gonna be a happier person after watching this video. Going through a very hard time right now, but my dad calls me a few times a week with computer problems that are clearly not real. Once I fix them, we chat on the phone for an hour, so that's nice. The whole squad walking away while you tie your shoes. That one bro waiting for you. The purest love in the world is the one between grumpy dads and the pet they said they didn't want. The only thing I like about working at the movie theatre is seeing this dad bring his daughter to Disney movies. Oh, they're so cute. To the people browsing Reddit to avoid something you're nervous about, don't be scared. Try your best, it's all you can do. Even if you don't believe in yourself, I still believe in you. Do you want some tea? What kind? Kitty. A Muslim, a Jew, a Christian and an atheist all walk into a coffee shop. And they talk, laugh and drink coffee and become good friends. It's what happens when you're not an a-hole. My girlfriend complained that her fries weren't curly enough, so I gave her my curliest fry. She was so happy you would have thought I pulled out a ring and proposed. Girls are more simple than we were led to believe. We can't keep it. My dad 10 months ago. It's so true. So last summer, I randomly met this 80-year-old woman on Words with Friends. We played over 300 games together and she actually ended up becoming a good friend of mine. Today, I got to go to Florida and meet her in person. Damn, that's wholesome. When I was a freshman in high school, there was a boy named Chris who was a senior who had autism and he really loved Hot Wheels. He always wanted to show people his tiny cars and instead of the popular crowd making fun of him, they got excited with him. On his birthday, everyone brought him Hot Wheels and he went home with a backpack full of them. For homecoming, they voted him king and gave him a cape with Hot Wheels on it. Sometimes high school isn't so bad. He peck, he wreck, but most importantly, he dressed fine as heck. And is one good looking cockatiel. The biggest lie I ever told and how my husband came to protect it. For years, I have lived this lie telling everyone I'm allergic to peanuts because I hate the smell of peanut butter and don't really like peanut butter that much. But whenever I used to tell people I don't like peanut butter, they get all defensive like, peanut butter is amazing, how do you not like it? And then I'd have to go into this whole thing to defend my taste buds. But then I got tired of it and started telling people that I'm just allergic to peanuts because that way it's not my fault that I hate the smell of peanut butter. It's now like I'm a sad little baby who will never get to taste peanut butter ever in her life and everyone feels sad for me. But the problem is that I really love peanut M&Ms, and so now I can only eat peanut M&Ms when I'm at home in secret. The only person who knows my lie is my husband. And so at work this evening we had a small celebration for someone and they had peanut M&Ms and I really wanted some but obviously couldn't eat them in public because then people would know my peanut secret. And so when we got home after work, my husband tipped his jacket over and emptied his pockets and at least 30 or so peanut M&Ms fell out of his pockets and he whispered, "I was sneakily accumulating them all night for you because I could see the pain in your eyes. And if that isn't love, then I don't know what is." What a beautiful effing day. Nothing beats this crap. Look at that effing flower. Man, it's good to be alive. Behind almost every meme is a person that tried to make you smile. When you take care of things, they last. Me, when I don't skip a PewDiePie ad because that money is my wedding gift to Felix and Marcia. It ain't much, but it's honest work. When I get stressed out in life, I always remember the 50-lane highway in China, which merges into 4, and not being there brings me some comfort and peace. That is crazy. How does that even work? Wow. What foods can a teenager cook for his parents to help their depression? Okay, so I'm a parent and I struggle with depression and mental health problems, and honestly, I think even if I just knew my kid had asked this question and was trying to think about how to take care of me, it would mean the world to me. Well, at the moment he's only 13 months old, so I would also be pretty astonished, but you know what I mean. But I would also be a little bit worried, and I would want my kid to know that it's not their job to fix or even help my mental illness. And I'd want to make sure that they were okay and not taking on too many responsibilities that they weren't really old enough to cope with. So since you already have a bunch of good suggestions and recipes in this thread, I'm just going to suggest that you make sure you're looking after yourself as well as your parents, and that you ask for help if you need it. Good luck with everything. Also pasta. It's easy, it's good comfort food, most people like it, and you can vary the sauce and sides to include protein and veg. Out of the over 400 episodes he did for his Joy of Painting series, he never collected a salary. This is PBS, he said. All the shows are done for free. And although he received over 200 fan letters a day, he read them all. When regular letter writers fell out of touch, he called them just to make sure they were doing okay. I mean, who says, oh, these orphan baby squirrels need a home? Hey, they can live with me. Or, no thanks, I don't need a salary. In fact, all the proceeds from the sale of my paintings go back to PBS. And, I haven't received a letter from Betty in Idaho in a while. I think I'll give her a ring and check up on her. Bob Ross, that's who. A precious national treasure and the epitome of kindness and compassion. My 4-year-old cousin is freaking out because we went to a restaurant and the forks had 3 prongs instead of 4. Every time someone said the word fork, she said, no, it's a threek. When I was a kid, I faxed my dad's satellite office drawings of horses. I had watched my father send so many faxes that I had the process memorized, except for some reason I thought that I could fax things to my grandma. I put in the numbers for the office every time, but was convinced that the faxes were going to grandma. I also didn't think to inform my parents that I was doing this. My dad visited the satellite office one day, it's a 3-hour drive, and discovered their conference room whiteboard absolutely covered in my drawings. The guys thought it was adorable that I sent drawings and letters to them and didn't tell my dad because they knew he'd stop me. When I started losing weight, I noticed people started talking to me or being nicer to me and that my husband started being more affectionate towards me. I would lay in bed and think, man, people didn't like me before because I was fat, and I would feel bad. The kind of bad that you feel in your bones, it makes your body ache. I didn't like to think my worth was directly tied to my weight. What I've come to realize is that it's me. I'm nicer, I'm more approachable, I'm in better moods, I smile. People want to talk to me because I want to talk to people. My husband is more affectionate with me because I'm more affectionate with him. They weren't measuring my worth by my weight. I was... Damn, this got me. We are not born to die. What are you talking about? Do you think a book begins just to finish? Do you think a song opens with a beautiful chord just for it to end? You don't read the book to finish it. You read the book to eat up the excitement and the emotion it evokes, to learn and to digest, and to fall in love and be heartbroken. You listen to the song to dance and sing your throat raw, to cry and smile and swell with the harmonies. Yes, we are born with the inevitable fate of death. We are mortal after all, but that is merely the finale of the play, the final act, the closing of the curtains. We are not born to take a bow and be exit stage left. We are born to love and be joyous and yell and move and learn and cry and feel. We are not born to die, silly. We're born to live. There is a guy who I see on my train every morning. He always sits alone, never speaks to anyone and never listens to music. Around 8 days ago, I noticed he was FaceTiming a friend and using signs. After he hung up, he looked so sad. I tried to ask him if he was okay, but we couldn't understand each other. So I put my hand on his shoulder and just smiled. I felt so helpless to help, and it started eating away at me how alone and isolated he must have felt. So I started staying up a few hours on a night after work to learn ASL, and this is one of the first videos I used. This morning was the first time I said hello to him and asked him how he was. The shocked smile he had on his face made all the late nights and tired days worthwhile. Needless to say, it wasn't much of a convo, but he got his phone out and typed out a message and handed me the phone. It just said thank you. And as I looked up, he seemed proud of me and remembered our last encounter. So thank you for helping me to be a better person. When I was a very small child, my mum used to bury coins in my sandbox, leave huge footprints in the sand and tell me pirates had come in the night and buried treasure. I would be out there happily for hours with my little sieve, and my mum got a quiet morning to herself for the price of a handful of pennies. I was always kind of skeptical about Santa, the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy, because visiting every kid in the world did not seem reasonable, but the pirates only visited me, so they were probably real. So that's the story of how I ended up being an archaeologist. How about you? Okay, so that's all for r/WholesomeMemes. I really hope you did enjoy this one. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!